I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. There's another paid request for Guillermo. As for a film called Monstrum from 2018. I actually thought that had something to do with the video game, because there was a video game called Monstrum where you were on a ship, and depending what time you play it, you would get attacked by one or three monsters, like an orange lava-looking monster, or this chameleon-like bug-like monster, or this ghost type of monster. I kind of wish the movie was based on that game. It's a Korean fantasy horror action film. Takes place in the 16th century of Korea. And the setup of the movie is this teen, his popularity is crumbling down. There's stuff happening over the landscape. There's rumors that maybe there's this monster. He doesn't know, so he sends a couple people. These two guys and like an adopted daughter. These three go off to find, is it a monster or is it not? It could be someone faking it, because they want people to assume that the teen, oh, he can't protect us, fuck him. Or maybe it is a monster. Now, of course, if you look at all the marketing, if you ever hear about this film, you know there's a fucking monster. It's on the poster. It's in the trailer. So, again, no matter how you view it, every poster, every trailer makes it, you know there's a fucking monster. So it kind of makes that completely fucking pointless. The whole mystery aspect, but whatever. The acting is fine. You watch it with subtitles. The fight scenes are there. Sometimes a little bit shaky. Other times, alright. The first half is a bit of build-up, trying the landscape, and there's these plagues, and again, is it the monster? Is it not a monster? Again, you know what the fuck it is, but it's like you're waiting for the movie to catch up to you. And there's a point where our characters get caught. The monster arrives, and the monster, I don't know. It's like a lion, maybe a little bit of a bear. It's a big monster. It's got these little red spots over it. And it's all in CGI. I don't know, that kind of stuff doesn't appeal to me as much as if it was done practical, or some of it done practical. And I don't think the Korean CGI landscape is as prominent as the US. So I can't really say I'm much of a fan of this movie. I don't know if it'd be a full-on rant. This didn't make me angry. It's not like it's fucking newty or anything. It's just... the look, the cinematography of it is fine. Looks pretty decent at times. You know, the characters, they try to develop these characters and the history of these three. You know, the monster definitely has a big body count, wrecks a lot of people, especially the bad guys. There's a fair amount of action, especially in the second half. I mean, almost the entire third act is just action. Because you have the good guys, and they're protecting the teen, and then you have some turncoat motherfuckers, and the monster comes in wrecking everything among the temple, among the township, and some of our heroes have to get the regular blue-collar guys out of there, while the monster's wrecking havoc on the soldiers, and pretty much bringing this kingdom down. And then our heroes have to form a plan to defeat this monster, and... like I said, there's a lot of action, there's decent photography. It tries to have this weird mix of creature feature, humor, some serious political stuff, and the political stuff didn't really interest me. It just didn't. Maybe it does for others, that's cool, it just wasn't for me. I just prefer a more straightforward creature feature flick. There's a point where, like, there's times where it wants to be serious, but then there's literally a point where the monster is... they're tied up, the monster kills a bunch of the bad guys. Our hero characters hide out. There's the monster there, right near them. Turns over there. And I seriously sat there and I went, please don't do it. Please don't do it. Can you not do it? And it fucking farts. Where one guy almost gags and the other guy has to go, And there's even a point that, like a minute later, the creature pukes on them. And then it falls asleep. And I went... not really, I was itching my nose, but... that would be like if I just picked something out and went, boom! You know, this is not my kind of humor. And that's where I'm sitting there, I'm going... man, if you ease up on the political shit... if you make the monster come in a bit sooner, because the whole mystery of whether it's a monster or not doesn't work when every piece of marketing tells you it's a fucking monster. If you make the monster somewhat practical, it would... because the CGI isn't that good. A lot of places give credit to the CGI. I don't know if they're just being nice because it's not an American production, but this CGI is not that good. It looks like something from a computer. It is something from a computer. I don't get the praise this gets. I mean, I just saw a stream of low-budget films. Some of them not great, some of them okay. But a lot of them had practical effects, and they had nothing for a budget. This seemed like it had enough of a budget to have a decent landscape, and a whole temple with a bunch of guys fighting martial arts style, and a good number of extras, and you can't afford anyone to do fucking effects. At least, how about the up-close shots, at least? Have some practical. If you gotta use CGI for the big wide shots... and there's some nice, decent directing shots. Like when it jumps out, it's in slow motion. But I would say that's more to the direction where he placed the camera, or where the camera is, than the effects. I would say the actors are fine. I don't recognize them. I don't know what else they've been in. If you like Korean fantasy monster movies, if you like that type of stuff, maybe if you're a big fan of that movie, The Host, which I'm not a fan of The Host. That's another thing. Maybe that's why I'm in the outside. A lot of people love The Host. I could never get into it. So I guess I would say this: if you like The Host, go check this movie out. It'd probably be your cup of tea. The Host just wasn't my cup of tea. I mean, this at least has more action compared to that. I'll say that. But maybe these Korean monster movies, I don't know, maybe they're just not for me. I don't know. Maybe I'd rather see Japan rather go to the Japan market and see Godzilla. Although I would rather watch this than Shin Godzilla. Sorry, it is shit Godzilla. Shin Godzilla sucked. I would rather watch this than fucking that. So I'll give you that. But my friend Michael Keane, I'd be curious to hear his thoughts on it if he ever sees his review. Michael Keane, he's a big creature feature guy. I'd be very curious. This might be more your cup of tea. This might be more your cup of tea, Monstrum. I would assume it's on Netflix and others. So again, I'd be curious about his thoughts on it. I'm gonna say a lot of people liked it. I think I chalked this more up to not that it's a bad film. It just isn't my cup of tea. Is there a difference? Yeah. Because again, the way it's photographed and the actors, and it tries to be a big movie in the third act, a grand scale with all this stuff going on and it tackling all these soldiers and what it's trying to say and its political stuff. I get it. I guess it just wasn't. I don't know if I say I hate it. I don't hate it. It just wasn't for me. This wasn't for me. So I know it's not much of a review, but I don't know what else to say. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.